Another Barcelona game, another loss, unfortunately. And this game was just a fucking disaster, bro. Somehow it can get worse, I guess. Somehow it can always be worse. That second half of PSG, we're thinking, yeah, this is like the worst of the worst, some of the worst we've played in a while. And then, yeah, it can always get worse, bro. And today was clear proof of that. Sevilla 4, Barcelona 1, and this was just a horrendous performance from start to finish. Terrible, man. We come out the first 30 minutes and maybe the worst 30 minutes I've seen us play in years. Like, it's been a while. Like, maybe the worst 30-minute stretch under Flick. I don't know. We had some sketchy stretches. At Rio this year we had a bad stretch, but this was rough, bro. The first 30 minutes, we couldn't even get the ball versus Sevilla. It was like they had all the ball. We couldn't get past midfield. They were just killing us. Every time they went forward, it looked like they were going to score a goal. Um, Everybody looked a mess. I don't know. I don't even know who to like single out. Well, there's a couple players I guess you could really single out, but yeah, I don't know. The whole back line, I can't even single out anyone in the back line. They all look crazy today. They all look crazy. Um I don't even know who to single out. Obviously, Sevilla gets the first goal off an Araujo penalty, which I'm just watching that replay. I can't believe they gave that penalty away. I thought that was a terrible decision. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they saw. I guess like Araujo, he kind of trips over Araujo's leg, but it's like they're kind of both grabbing each other's jersey and they're both tangled up. And I don't know. That penalty decision was terrible to me. But yeah, live they didn't call it. They go to VAR, give it. I'm like, whatever. But you could kind of see from that point on, like, hey man, this just might not be our night because already things were looking a mess. And yeah, it was just more the same, man. More the same. They just stay all over, on top of us, stay on top of us, and they end up grabbing a second and making it 2-0. And all night they were just catching us out on that high line, bro. And it's like I said, and we'll get into it. And time and time and time again, bro, this high line gets popped, and our counter to it is nothing else but continuing more of the same with this high line. And I keep saying, bro, these players are human beings. They're not robots, bro. Like, I just don't understand Flick's decision making. And, like, you can't press nonstop for 90 minutes. It's impossible, bro. And there's certain stretches of the year where we just look burnt out. We look kind of burnt out at the end of last year. We look burnt out around this time last season where we had that stretch where we were just dropping points left and right. And it just keeps happening over and over. I don't think that's going to change, bro. You can't require this much effort out of possession. These are human beings, bro. It's bro, like, I keep seeing people like, they got to press harder here. I'm like, nigga, these are not robots, bro. Like, I just feel like no other team in the world is this high press, this nonstop consistent for 90 minutes every game, no matter what. Like, sometimes you got to soak pressure. Sometimes you have to drop the line a bit and maybe not press as high. Sometimes, like, I just feel like this game plan requires so much. One, it requires so much effort and energy out of possession. And then a lot of it is reliant on you having a lot of the ball and a lot of control in possession. Because I feel like, essentially, I think he kind of knows, like, people can't continuously work this hard out of possession. It's impossible. But I think he's thinking, like, hey, maybe we just win the ball back real quick and then we help calm things down, knock the ball. Like, I think his plan is to slow things down in possession instead of out of possession. But that's just not the reality sometimes. And I mean, this was just a terrible performance. But like I said against PSG, when you're playing teams that are like that can see you eye to eye in talent and technical ability, like there's gonna be some times where out of possession you have to just slow things down and you can't just be running around like a chicken with his head cut off all the time. And and yeah, today I mean it was just another performance where I just am questioning Flick and these tactics, bro, and this high line, and sometimes you just got to be a bit more conservative. But yeah, man, it's just another mess. And they go up 2-0. And we end up grabbing one before half. Pedri plays a beautiful ball to Rashford. First time finish. Great finish. And we go into half 2-1. And you're thinking, like, maybe we come out second half. And we could, like, change things around. And, yeah, the second half starts. In the second half, I think we were, like, a bit better at the beginning, to be fair. And, yeah, we sub off Araujo and we sub off Gerard Martin. We bring on Balde and we bring on Eric Garcia. And those changes did help because they're just running like super man-to-man press. So obviously you just need like ball. Like they're super man-to-man press and they were like super aggressively attacking DeYoung and Pedri and making sure they didn't just let them run the game. And so you kind of need ball carriers from deep. And there was a lot of chances Cabarsi and Eric Garcia had in that second half where they were just able to carry the ball deep into Sevilla's half. So those changes did help. But yeah, like I said, I don't know. I just don't, like, but yeah, I mean, nothing came of it. Second half, we maybe had a bit more ball, had a couple chances to score, and we actually could have got back into the game. Like I said, it's 2-1. We end up getting a penalty. Balde draws a penalty. Uh, Lewandowski, who had oh my goodness, he had a fucking stinker today, boy. Like I said, like the back line to me, they were just collectively bad. Like I can't even sing. I know some people want to sing out Araujo for the penalty or maybe Kunde, but I don't know. Yeah, or Gerard Martin. I know he always gets singled. I don't know. But you could have singled out anyone across the back line except maybe. Well, the fourth goal we'll get that they ended up scoring. Chesney. I mean, the third goal actually it was Chesney. I don't know what he was doing, bro. It was terrible. It should have been like a pretty simple save, and somehow they end up finishing far post. But I thought in the first half, Chesney kind of saved us for some more goals. And to be fair, I thought Araujo probably saved a couple more goals that could have happened in the first half, even though he was still pretty poor overall. But he did probably save a couple. But Chesney had a couple good saves. But the back line today was collectively bad. But our attackers across the board today were just pretty bad. Other than maybe Rashford, who gets a goal. Other than the goal, I don't think he did that much. But I still think even outside the goal, he was maybe a bit better than the rest of them. But Lewandowski today was just, oh my goodness, bro. It felt like every time he touched the ball, he was giving away possession. And he was terrible. And then he caps off that horrible performance with a missed penalty in like the 70th something minute, which could have tied the game back up. And then, you know, you never know from there. And then we had another chance to make it 2-2. Rooney gets played through, which is actually from a great like flick on from Lewandowski, and misses a 1v1 with the keeper. And right after that, it was just like, yeah, this game is over with. That was like the 80th something minute, and then Sevilla go on and score right after that and make it 3-1, and then get another one and make it 4-1. And yeah, a deserved loss though. I mean, if we would have like even got a point today, we would have been sneaking out of there with a point. We got our ass kicked, and yeah, not too much good to take from this game. And like I keep saying, it's like a broken recorder over and over and over and over and over again. I do not see how this Hansi Flick shit doesn't crash out and burn in flames, bro. I don't see how this shit doesn't end bad. Like, I just can't see, I can't see, how we win a Champions League like this, bro. How? Like, how? We can't play any other way. We have to have a lot of the ball, and we have to high press with this ridiculously high line and win the ball back instantly every game. That's the only strategy to win games. That's it. If that doesn't work, bro, if the high line's getting fried, if we can't maintain possession, it's a wrap, bro. And it looks like this tonight. That's the only way to win games for us. And I keep saying, bro, this shit is not sustainable all year. You're asking too much, bro. You're asking too much. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'm just kind of annoyed by this performance today. Obviously, this coming off of PSG is just a mess, and we go to the international break with Madrid back on top of the league, and we got a Madrid derby. I meant the Madrid derby. We got a fucking Clasico coming up soon. So after the break, I mean, I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that. I'm afraid of what that might look like, and yeah, man, I just don't know what it is. And like I mentioned again, like man-to-man press, bro. That man-to-man press, PSG did that similar too. They came out man-to-man pressed and just targeted DeYoung and Pedri and do not let them run the game. That's really what it is. That's our only strategy to win. In possession, DeYoung and Pedri got to run the game. Out of possession, we got to high press, win the ball back instantly. And yeah, in possession, teams are starting to man-to-man press and really target Pedri and DeYoung. And we just don't know what to do, like, for real. Like I said, I thought it was like a decent adjustment to bring on Eric Garcia and have Cabarsi and Eric Garcia like more comfortable carrying the ball forward. But even then, they had a few ball carries that kind of just led to nothing. And it's like, that seems like his only, like, Flick's only fucking possible, like, adjustment to that man-to-man press that teams are running. So, yeah, I don't really know. It's like, this thing is a mess. I really just... Oh my God, and this was my biggest fear the whole time. I kept saying last year with the Hansi Flick shit. Like, I just don't know how this works, bro. Like, and yeah, like, I'm getting more questions than answers with this whole thing. And, you know, I'm trying not to just live in the moment and just make like an emotional response off of the game right now. But I'm just like so annoyed with these back-to-back performances. And it's like if Pedri and De Jong don't got their cape on and completely controlling games, or Lamine Yamal isn't just out there doing some messy shit, like it just looks a mess, bro. But yeah, I don't know, but yeah, just an overall bad performance. Um, yeah, I don't even really know who looked great today. Like I said, I guess Rashford wasn't terrible. I guess Pedri was alright. He got an assist today, and he had some stretches where he looked alright and shit like that. He wasn't terrible by his standards. It's a bad game. I mean, his standards are incredibly high, but he wasn't bad today. But yeah. Other than that, man, almost horrendous form continues. I'm just so fed up. I want Fermin back so bad. Hopefully he'll be back after the break or shortly after the international break, and we that'll be a godsend, bro. We need him back badly. Um, yeah, because this almost shit is a mess right now. Uh, yeah, Ferran was terrible today. Right, but yeah, everybody was bad. Like I said, I ain't even gonna do too much with the individual performances. Um, yeah, but this was just a rough watch, man. A rough watch. Um, Going into international break. Who's our first game on after international break? Because I don't even know who we play. We got Girona coming out the break. So, hopefully we'll be able to use that as like a bounce back game to start fresh after this break. But yeah, that was a horrendous performance today. 4-1 Sevilla on the international break in the worst possible form ever. I guess this is the perfect time to give us a break. And yeah, man. Goddamn, this was rough.